Hi guys! So we're back and we know we've been away for a bit of time. But life has got in the way of things and us preventing us to do videos for you. There's a few things. I've had childcare issues. I've got 2 children and there's been times me and Sophia live about an hour and 45 minutes away from each other. So it's been difficult. And
also I've been away for nearly a month visiting my son in Jamaica, and also found out like not too long before I left that I'm expecting, so that's yeah, that's a new journey for us, but it has caused a lot of hindrance. I actually contracted Zika and dengue fever while away in Jamaica, so I was really ill over there, and then when I came back my mental health was just not really there to be doing this, to be honest, because I was worried about, you know, if it had affected the baby and stuff like that. But I got the all clear a week ago, so fingers crossed. Yeah, everything remains on track. Yeah.
One of the things we thought we would do for you, if we can get the time, because a lot of things is happening, is document Sophia's mental health state during her pregnancy. So yeah, we thought we'd do that. But today, it's the last day of September, and September is Suicide Prevention Awareness Month, National Suicide Prevention Awareness Month. And we thought we would kind of, go into that a little bit. But before we do that, I just wanted to tell you guys a quick thing. So I went on a mental health first aid course. Now, on this course, it was brilliant. It's so informative, lots of information. So we did an exercise, and the exercise was, what comes to mind. Well, there was 2 groups. So one group had to focus on the positives that comes to mind when you hear of mental health illnesses, issues, and then my group, we focused on the negatives. What negative comes in your head? What do you think of when you hear the word mental health illness? No, guys, I asked the group if I could, show you guys this, and they agreed, because obviously, you set certain disclaimers, nothing to leave the room, X, Y, and Z. Guys, when we said negative, okay, so this is a 3, a bit more than that, sorry guys, my bad, but I'm just trying to show you the size and the amount that people was able to think of easily when it came to negative quotes or, words that was surrounded mental health illnesses. Now let me show you positive. There's no positive. That for me was a big whoop, 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 whoop. It was a warning sign that we can have so many negative comments for mental illness, and we are, so many people are aware now, so many people are coming forward, but so many people are still having, these are the things that come to mind initially. I'm just going to read just a few, or maybe all. So we have psycho, mad, mental, crazy, nutter, loony, window licker, high maintenance, dummy, retard, spastic, 2 sandwiches short of a picnic, screw loose, mad as a box of frogs, idiot, village idiot, bedlam, round of the twist, bonkers, head the ball, crank, manic, got issues, not all there, away with the fairies, on another planet, Jupiter today, crackers. Right, so that's just a few. That's disgusting. I'm gonna just be really honest with you guys. It's disgusting.
To be honest, I was shocked when I saw that. Like, I couldn't believe there's so many negative connotations surrounding mental illness. Still,
do you know what I mean? Yeah. And some young kids are still using that. So it means that people are still not educated enough, and they're still being ignorant and passing their ignorance on to the younger generation, which is where we're trying to stop that and educate people, so the generation coming up understands that these things happen and they can deal with it better. Right, so that's what I just wanted to disclose with you. We're going to delve into suicide, and unfortunately, but fortunately that she's not at that place now. You've had to deal.
Yeah, we just wanted to focus on, we're quite aware that a lot of people, when they think of someone committing suicide, they immediately think, oh yeah, that person is selfish, and you know, because they're not thinking about anyone else but themselves, like, you know, all of these stuff. But like today we want to try and educate, you know, people to, like, it's not like that at all. It's not a conscious decision that, oh yeah, well, they're gonna be there, I'm gonna show them. It's not like that. It's literally someone that's in such a state of panic that they see no other way out. I have been there. I started having suicidal ideation when I was 13 years old after a very traumatic incident. I was taken out of the country and away from that incident and was placed in an abusive home. So obviously...
and that was placed in the UK?
Yeah.
So you left one place and came to the UK?
And like, so obviously that didn't really help my mental health any. So again, I started having those suicidal ideation, and I acted on it by drinking a whole cup of bleach. I don't know how I managed to drink a whole cup of bleach, but I was that determined that I did.
See, that just shows your mental state.
Because come on, one sip of bleach. Can't even
smell of bleach.
You're like, I can't stand the smell. I can't use bleach now at all in cleaning my house. I have to use Dettol. I can't use bleach because the smell of it alone makes me want to throw up. But as I said, I managed to drink. Yeah, at 15, I managed to drink a whole cup. So I was taken to hospital. Thankfully, you know, I was okay. But it did get, you know, the right services involved. That, you know, obviously there's something going on here, and I was taken out of the home, put into foster care, and I was fine. I went to school, college, all of that. I was partying. I had a whole bunch of friends. I was living. Then I got on my own. I still had a whole bunch of friends, again, partying, going to school, like, you know, all of that. Then I got pregnant and knew I had issues. So I wanted to get some help with that. So I went to the mental services to seek some help. By the time my granddad had raised me, I'd recently passed. And so she was like, you know, I need to grieve and get over that before I can deal with, before I can deal with all my other issues. By the time I kind of wrapped my head around that, my best friend passed. So, you know, I assumed that, okay, I'm going to have to deal with this as well. And then, you know, by the time that I wrapped my head around that, the baby was here. Yeah. And I didn't have time to go and get help or anything like that. I mean, I was in my last year of university studying for a law degree. I was working for Lambeth Council and raising a newborn on my own. So I was extremely busy. I didn't have time to be depressed or think about anything. Everything was fine. Then I finished uni, I lost my job, I had an altercation with my baby father and had to move out of the area. I was placed quite a long distance away from all my friends and family. So I was pretty much secluded from everyone. Yeah. And I wasn't doing anything. So being in that, like, where you know, you haven't got anyone, you don't have anything to keep you busy, all my demons came to life. And unfortunately, I wasn't strong enough to keep them at bay. So they overpowered me and my mental health declined rapidly. I had suicidal ideation, but I was able to, you know, keep drying them out, kind of thing, because I knew I had a child I had to wake up. Yeah, I had to wake up and look after. So he kept me going. But I neglected other stuff, including myself, which drew attention to, you know, the authorities, and it ended up with the police and social services coming and taking him out of my house. When they took him, things only got worse. They'd literally taken my lifeline. I no longer had a reason. And there was no support put in place. No, they didn't care about me at all or my mental health. They knew I had mental health issues.
They knew you had mental health issues, but I guess what I do want to say, and not in, I mean, there was a lot of things with this situation that was bad, but in the defence of the state, the first point of call is the child always, and then the parents, whatever comes to light after that the child is safe, then they'll deal with that. But I just think that, you know, although they said to the child they acted in the best interest of the child, they still didn't act in the best interest of the mom after they dealt with the protection of the child. Do you understand what I mean? So yeah, sorry.
So I became active in trying to, you know, kill myself.
Complete suicide. Yeah. Which is a new, when I went on this course, that was a way they said that they kind of, you know, they found that people were more receptive to that term, completing suicide, which you didn't complete suicide.
No. I remember, you know, walking in the middle of traffic, crying, talking on the phone with her, you know.
That was scary. That was really
like,
scary.
I literally was in the middle of traffic, and the cars,
all the cars going, like, trying to sway her, and I was just thinking to myself, how do I get this woman to a safe place? I didn't know what I was doing. And at the same time, as much as I wanted to hang up the phone and call someone for help, I couldn't get off the phone to her, because I was like, if I hang up the phone, then what if she actually does something and she, you know, she completes suicide? So it's difficult. It was scary. It was scary for me. I mean, obviously for you didn't think of fear at that time, because you had an ultimate goal. So
again, fast forward, I started seeing a therapist, which was helping a lot. I managed to get myself in a job, and I was doing fine for about a year. By that time, my son had been my son was brought over to Jamaica to stay with my aunt, who now has guardianship over him, and she's doing a marvelous job, I must say. But when I went to see him, I kind of, for that week and a half, I kind of went back to being mummy. So when I came back to the UK, I couldn't revert back to being, you know, this single woman without her child. I didn't know how to, you know, go back to that. And that really messed me up. I stopped going to work. I started segregating myself from everyone. I stopped picking up my phone. I wouldn't answer my door. I was like, for 6 months, I was completely secluded and cut off from the outside world. I literally stayed in bed for those 6 months. I didn't do anything. Basic survival instincts like feeding yourself and all of that went out the window. And every day I had these vivid images in my head of just lying in the bath, taking a nice hot bath, maybe listening to some soothing music, candles, just lying there with a knife in my hand and slit wrists. And I could actually feel, just lying there with slit wrists, and I could actually feel myself drifting off, and the peace and complete euphoria of that. I wanted that so badly. To be honest, I don't even know what stopped me each day from doing that, because I wanted it. I really wanted it. I just wanted to be at peace. And
it's that I didn't understand, because for me, that I don't have thoughts of that, or, you know, if we're stressed, you know, you get stressed, oh my god, this is too much, and that's as far as it goes. Trying to understand, like, how is that peace? For her, she's the only one that can understand that. Do you know what I mean? It's for me to hear her out and try to be as empathetic as I can. Empathic.
Yeah.
Empathic.
Empathetic, yeah.
Bear with me, guys, I'm tired.
So, yeah, and, you know, because no one had heard from me in such a while, you know, my work called Camilla. She was my next of kin. And she got word she couldn't get through to me because I said I wasn't picking up my phone to anyone. So she called the police to do a welfare check. They came round, I wouldn't open the door, so they ended up booting on the door and taking me to a mental hospital. I spent 6 weeks there, during which time, you know, I got a lot of help, much needed help and stuff, came back out, but it wasn't a quick fix. I wasn't just miraculously fixed and okay and wanted to live.
She tried to cover up that she went back in.
Yeah, I also tried to hide the fact that there was anything wrong, that I was still struggling, you know, but the slightest little thing would tip me over the edge. And my, you know, a lot of people, they self-harm when they go, you know, when it's a bit much for them. My weapon of choice is overdosing. I was on a lot of medication at the time, so it was easy for me to just, you know,
keep taking.
Yeah. So when I get really wound up, like, the state a person gets in sometimes when they're in panic mode is literally panic mode. You know, like, scientists talk about this fight or fight reaction when you're being attacked. Well, mental illness is like it's an attack by an invisible force. You know, so you panic, you go into panic mode, and you think, okay, I either stand and fight and try to get through this, get some help, and, you know, survive, or flight, I say take the easy way out, but it's not. At that time, it's not the easy way out. It might seem like the only way out. It might seem like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I'll be in such a wound up state, I feel like my head was gonna explode. Like, I'd be shaking. I have to do something. Like, the only way to come out of this mode is to do something. And that usually would be an attempt on my life. And I usually do feel better after I've done that, because I felt like I've done something. Yeah, I've done something, and now, you know, I can get out of it.
It's a bit like self-harm.
Yeah.
People that slit their wrists. They slit their wrists and they feel calm, they feel at peace, they feel, you know, it's just the need to do something and act. And that's the way, and again, I kind of feel that it's a little bit having control over your life. I don't know if your therapist has spoken to you about this, but, you know, things that has happened in your past, you felt that you haven't been in control. And you can be in control of if you want to be here or not.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I mean? Like, I mean, this is me doing me and my self-diagnosis. I'm with it, so. But, you know, that is kind of, it's having that control that you can choose how I want to feel, and if I want to take this time and make myself be at peace, because you can't be at peace within this world, and that's how you feel. So, you know, listening to her and hearing her out, this is how I, for myself, that doesn't have these train of thoughts, makes sense of it. That the world you live in currently, you can't escape from the madnesses from it. So the only you believe that it is another world.
Well, yeah. Or to be honest, like in that state, it's not even. I wouldn't even care if there was another world. I would willingly accept nothing, because nothing would be better
than all the turmoil that you're dealing with. Okay, I understand that. I mean, I've heard Sophia's stories, and with what's happened, and I've been through some of them. The bleach situation, when I met her and she told me that situation, and I didn't, at that time, I was very much in the mindset of, who would take their life? Like, who would just do that? You know, that's so selfish. I was in that mindset, so I didn't really take that on board as thinking, well, you're not there now, like, don't do that. Don't take a life, please. But as we went forward, and I realised that actually this is serious, and she's got serious issues, you know, experiencing certain things with her, like her calling me and being on the phone to me when she was walking into traffic. The term shitted bricks, excuse my language, it was so scary, because to me at that moment, I've got someone's life in my hands, and I've got that decision whether I'm gonna do the, you know, what is the right decision? That is what you come to. What's the right decision? Do you know what I mean? And I don't know what the right decision is. So as far as I'm concerned, is the best thing for me to do is stay on this phone and make sure that she's still alive. Now, the situation with her, with me sending the police around to do a welfare check, I was practically 9 months pregnant. I hadn't heard from Sophia. I know Sophia has had suicidal thoughts. I know that she has attempted to complete suicide. I understand that. So for me, it was just like, and having all the emotions of being pregnant at the time, it was just like, I don't know if I can deal with that. I don't know if I could deal with, because it makes me a little bit like, oh my God, the fact that we even had to be there. I don't know if I could have dealt with walking in and she not, oh my God, this is making me emotional. I don't know if I could have dealt with her being there and not being here with us. So that's why I sent the police around. Because I couldn't deal with it.
And to be honest, like, as I've said, I feel that I was probably days from, you know, carrying out those images, because I said I wanted that piece so bad. And I mean, see, you got me crying.
I know, we shouldn't be crying. This is not what we're here for.
Sorry about that. As I said, you know what, she probably did save my life, you know, so I am really grateful for that. And what the message we wanted just to wrap this up, the message we wanted to say is, like, you know, as I've mentioned, that panic mode, that complete frantic manic mode where you feel like you have to do something, just remember, calling the crisis hotline, or, you know, the Good Samaritans, or even a best friend or a family member or whatever, is actually acting. You know,
I think definitely. I mean, one thing that I did learn on that course was to ask the question. And I thought, what? When you think someone's gonna attempt to do something like that, you're like, no, we're gonna stay away from that. Let's be positive. Let's go over the fairies. It's wrong term right now, but you know what I mean. And I learned that you've got to be direct, because at that moment in time, if they have it in their mind that their mind's made up and they want to take their life, they're going to tell you, yeah, that's what I want to do. Do you know what I mean? We do have situations where people do act on that, and it's sad. But what we are trying to raise awareness to is that it is real and it is happening, and, you know, be aware, call a crisis team. If you believe someone is possibly there at that place and they call you, ask the question. Don't be afraid to ask it, because at least you know that now I need to act. Now we have to find the correct action to take. So just be mindful of all of this.
Quick note before I finish up. There is this video, is it called Suicide? By this artist called Joyner Lucas.
Oh yeah,
we will post the link.
Yeah,
in
we
the
will post the link.
Yeah, and that video is a music video, but it shines the brightest light I've ever seen on the whole, on both perspective of, you know, the whole suicide thing, but from the person that does it and the family member that's left to deal with it. So we will be posting the link in the description. Just watch it. Yeah. It's very powerful.
Exactly. And we want you to just be safe.
Yeah.
And know that you're not alone.
You're not alone at all. And always ask for help.
Please. See you later.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.